Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'm doing your November career and money reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies in your career and money sector with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for some more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. We had the full moon in Aries on Wednesday the 20th. It kind of comes into today too a little bit. But this is an energy of, being frustrated with where you are in life and trying to figure out where you want to go, and really getting the sense of I'm ready to take some action. Let's get moving, especially after the retrogrades. So let's see what your soul travelers have. It says stay focused. Hold the course. So Capricorn, if you're kind of wondering, are you on the right path? You are on the right path and taking shelter. The answers are within. I get the sense that this may not be the time to actually make a change, but perhaps spending some time thinking about what you would like to maybe change about your career or money sector. I feel like you're heading in the right direction, but there's perhaps some tweaking you need to do, which is not like major action. It's just tweaking. And I think this is a little bit different than kind of what your readings have been playing out with. So let's see what we have here. Oh my goodness. Okay, breathe. I like that. So we start off with chaos and conflict and imagine. And all that glitters. So with chaos and conflict, there's something, I feel like this is more of an internal conflict, especially coming out of the retrograde season and then having this full moon in Aries. It's this inner conflict with, trying to figure out, am I on the right path? Where should I go? How am I going to get there? Going within to try to find the answers that you're looking for. And imagine is, I really get the sense that it's time for you to just sit back and really imagine where is it you would like to go. With all that glitters, you could be focusing too much on the gold, the money, and not really kind of concentrating on what it is that your heart is longing for you to do. So it's kind of like, you really shouldn't I'm getting the sense that you shouldn't make a major change in your career or money sector right now, because what you're focusing on is going to shift. So if that makes sense, I know that sounds, I think you're focusing on the money, the bottom line, instead of what your heart really wants. So if you were to make a major change right now, say you were going to change jobs right now, you may not be changing jobs for what changes are occurring within you. Like, I think your heart is stirring, your soul is stirring. Some of you may be going, yes, I can relate to that, because when you're meditating, okay, your heart may be starting to kind of like send messages to you, or your intuition, your spirit guides are sending messages to you that maybe you're not on the right path, but you aren't yet ready to actually go onto a new path, because your focus is somewhere else, and it's about broadening your horizons, broadening your thinking. I feel like right now your thinking may be too narrow. Like there's something bigger out there for you. So it's this sense of, don't make a major change right now, because it's like spirit is saying, yeah, well, like, 2-3 months from now, you're going to have a completely different perspective of things. That part of you could just be waking up to. So let's go to the tarot. Let's get some more details. I think this is a really kind of, it's like you're on a spiritual journey. You just don't have all, I feel like you have the moon card. It's like the moon card spirit. It's like you are on a journey. You're on somewhat of the right path. Like where you are right now is not a mistake. Whatever you're going through right now is important to help your soul, your heart, to stir up within you where it is that you really need to go. It is about staying flexible right now. And especially with this full moon in Aries, where we can kind of almost erupt because our frustrations are starting to build. Yeah, there's something that's not for you, and then look at this, time to go. There is a change that you are going to be making very soon in your career and money sector. Oh, we have 2 of Cups, so it could be, finding a new business partner, finding, even a soulmate. Like, you may be having a big change in your personal life that is going to affect your career and money sector, if that makes sense, right? It's kind of like there's a big change. I just get a sense you have a big change coming up that is going to put you on a new path. It's almost like you're just not ready for it yet. So let's see, what is your present energy, what you're hoping to bring in November. Yeah, there you go. You're wanting to go on a new path. I really get a sense that a lot of you have this stirring within you. You know where you are right now is not exactly where you need to that you really want to be, where your heart wants you to be. Your heart's not in it. There's something wrong. You feel like it's imbalanced. You feel like they're not paying you enough. You're working too hard. You don't have time, for your friends and your family. There's something. But at the same time, it's kind of like your long game is on track. It's like the plays that you're playing right now are not working, but your long game is on track. And I do think you do have a major shift coming up. And Capricorn, we're getting close to your season. I feel like it's definitely going to happen before Capricorn season. So just like another month. So let's see what your obstacle or area resistance is. Yeah, you're waiting. Page of Pentacles. I think you're waiting for this opportunity. It's kind of like you don't see any other opportunities. I really get a sense that you have tunnel vision right now, and Spirit is trying to open you up to thinking outside of the box. Really interesting message. Okay, so let's see, where are you going? What are we looking forward into in the future? 8 of Swords. Now we're going to clarify this, but I get a sense that you actually are, Capricorn, you're such hard workers. It's almost like you have to get to this point before you will make this change. You have to get to the point of doubting yourself, about feeling caged in, almost like a caged animal, before it's kind of like you're willing to fight back. Like, I get the sense that a lot of you are not wanting to make a change because you feel almost as if you're stuck, where your place in life is stuck, and yet at your heart level, your heart is saying, oh no, there's something so much better for you. You're just not at the point yet to have, it's almost, I don't want to say this, like, it's almost as if, you need to find the courage within. Your back almost has to be up against the wall before you're going to fight it. And let's try to figure out why that is. Because I feel like it is fear that is causing you to stay stuck. 2 of Swords, you just can't decide what to do. 2 of Cups again. Okay, so Capricorn, for a lot of you, I feel like there's a personal situation that is preventing you from making a change. It's, I can't remember. I think it may have been Cancer that had somewhat of a similar reading. There's something in your personal life that is taking a lot of your time and energy. And so, in possibly a negative way. And because of that, you don't have the time and energy to really and truly put your heart and soul into your work. It's like your work is, it's something that you go and do every day, but your heart and soul isn't in it. And you may even know that you need to make a change in this, but I see why it's kind of like your personal life in some area. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a family or a friend situation. It could be a health issue. It could be something else in your life is kind of like taking your time and energy. And that needs to, yeah, you need to heal an ending to something that you thought was going to be long term. And once again, I'm going to say, I think it's a personal situation. It's something that's outside of your career and money sector. It's like you have to heal that before you can come and work on your career and money sector. And I do get the sense that you're not happy with your career and money sector, but it's like you don't have the time and energy to make any changes because all of your energy is being drained in another area of your life. Yeah, I think that is part of this chaos and conflict. I feel like you're exhausted. And for some of you, I almost feel like you just want to run away. You may actually imagine packing your bags and just running away. It's like almost too overwhelming for you. There's something, that I think the one thing is that, you have the not for you card. The one thing about the not for you is sometimes it's really hard to leave something or someone or a situation or even a job or a career path. But what we don't sometimes realize is that we have to make that move, and it's really the best for you and the other people involved. You may feel like it's selfish in some way to leave this person or this situation, or to pull some of your energy from this person or situation. Let's say, for instance, that you have a very demanding job, but you love your work, okay? But it's very demanding. So it means that when you go to work, you have to put a lot of time and energy into it. But you really enjoy it. And then say you had a parent that had a health issue, and you're having to, go to work and then also take care of your parent, like in the evenings. Okay, say you're having to check in on them every day, maybe making sure they're taking their medicine or bringing them dinner or, something like that. And it's kind of like what you have to do. You feel compelled as a good, child to your parents. You feel some responsibility to taking care of your parent, as much as you feel like you want to take care of your job and the people that may be involved in your job. So you're kind of torn. But Capricorn, where is the time for you? Like, if you're putting all your time and energy into your work and also into somebody else or another situation over here, then there's no time for you. And what's happened is that you have just become exhausted. You need to pull your time and energy back in some way from perhaps your job. It could be a little too demanding, or you're giving too much to it. And also perhaps this other personal situation that you have on the side. So perhaps you say, okay, I'm going to check in on mom or dad. I'm going to check in on them, 3 nights a week. 3 out of the 7, I'll check in physically. I will call them for 15 minutes every night that I don't see them. And then I'm hiring somebody to take care of them the 4 nights that I can't go there. Or you ask your other siblings or a friend or somebody else to check on them. And you may be sitting there going, well, I can't do that. They're my parent. But that's the problem. There's something about you have put out way too much energy into other areas of your life in a very loving way. But Capricorn, you're not getting anything back. And it's about stepping into realizing that you have to take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, Capricorn, what's going to happen? You are physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually going to finally fall apart, right? And then you can't help anybody You can't help the people at your job or the people that you help through your job. You can't help this other personal situation over here on the side. It's as if you are spreading yourself so thin. Look at this. You can't even sleep at night because you're just constantly worried about all of these other people. Like you're putting everybody else before yourself. And I really feel like for a lot of you, your intuition is calling and saying, this is kind of a pattern that you've had in your life. And that's why I feel like you're almost having to be pushed up against the wall. It's kind of like your spirit guides and angels are very lovingly pushing you up against the wall, because it's like you may have been given this test at different times in your life, but you never fully embraced it. The sense of, I need to step into this, hey, yes, I'll help everybody else, but first I've got to make sure I'm eating well, I'm exercising, I'm getting 8 hours of sleep. Once I've taken care of myself, then I will start giving energy in other areas of my life. And it's almost, I get the sense that you're being, until you accept the fact of stepping into your own self-care and self-worth, it's like you're going to be in this cage. It's like your angels and your spirit guides love you so much that they're like, okay, Capricorn, you're not getting the new job opportunity or anything until you actually take a step into your own self-care. It's almost like the universe is saying tough love, And, the Capricorn, the thing is that with this not for you, it's where you have to realize that you can't, when you say no to somebody, it's about learning how to say no, right? When you say no to somebody, you think that this person or situation is going to be really upset with you. They're not going to love you anymore. They're not going to accept you. They're going to replace you, okay? But the thing is that if they're so willing to replace you, then is it really somebody that you want in your life? Now, there is something about, and I've been there, you have parents that are ill. Yeah, I feel like it's a family situation. We had 10 of Cups on the bottom. It's like you're trying to hold together a family situation, or I don't know why the parents are really coming in, but I can say that it is draining to be a caretaker. And it's also something that you have to realize is, taking care of somebody else is probably the most draining thing. It's loving, but it's also draining. And I feel like there's at least one of you out there that needs to hear the message that you have to also take care of yourself. Because if you don't, you can't keep going the way that you are. Something's going to, go wrong within you, Capricorn, and then you won't be good to anybody. And sometimes you have to think about that, It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, 4 Pentacles in reverse. I really feel like you're going to have this opportunity in November to step onto, I think this Fool's path, look, she's on that path by herself, right? She doesn't even have the little donkey. She has a little bird, a little blue bird, right? It's about, yes, I'm going to go on this path by myself. I'm going to go on this new path of taking care of myself first. And it probably sounds extremely selfish to you right now, Capricorn, because I think you're in this position of just like giving until there is no more to give. And then for some reason, you find another bag of love to give, right? But honestly, you're the one that needs the love. Okay, yeah, Six of Pentacles. You're needing to leave. You're taking action in order to try to find balance in your life. There could be some communication from someone. If you're in conflict with a person, there could be some communication, but I feel like you are actually wanting. This is, I feel like your soul, your heart is saying, please take action. It's about letting go of the fear, because if the Four of Pentacles upright is like holding on to something, like holding on to a fear, a belief system. You know, when my parents were sick, I was like, I'm a good daughter, so I have to take care of my parents. And I did, right? But to the detriment of my own children, my own family, my job. You know, it's kind of like you have to be able, you know, anybody can do it for a very short amount of time, okay? You know, they have surgery and they need you for 2 weeks, that's one thing. But if it's a longer term situation, you do have to, it's about learning how to pace yourself. It is about pacing yourself. And look at the Eight of Swords again on the bottom. I feel like you are, this chaos and conflict is your head telling you, but yes, if I want to be a good employee, if I want to be a good daughter, if I want to be a good mother, if I want to be a good friend. And you're just like, yeah, but what is Capricorn getting? Right? And you may be sitting there going, I don't really need anything. Yes, you do, Capricorn. You need for you to give yourself some of that love that you're so willingly and easily ready to give to others. Okay, let's see what this Page of Pentacles is. Knight of Cups. It's like you're wanting love. Look at this, Capricorn. You really want love. And it could be romantic love, but I think you are craving, you are missing having love in your life. It's like you are giving so much of yourself to all of these people and situations, and you're not really feeling the love back. You know, you're waiting. You're waiting for a promotion, for a thank you, for gratitude, for a dinner. I don't know why I got that. Dinner. Yeah, you're putting time and energy in it. It's almost as if you feel like you can heal your own heart if you give to others. Now, there is something to that, right? That, you know, there is something about giving to others that helps. But Capricorn, you're really, I feel like you've overgiven, right? You haven't learned how to balance what you give to others and also what you give to yourself. And the universe is really, I feel like, sending a message to you that they need you. You're so important. You are so loved by the universe. You are so loved by everybody that's in this situation too, right? It's almost like your perception is, for some reason, you've gotten into thinking that you aren't. Yeah, you are strong beyond measure. Tread thoughtfully. Crossing bridges. See, I really feel like you're going into a new direction. You're going into a new direction. But that's why I think it's saying stay focused right now. Let's just go ahead and clarify just the staying focused. Well, those two are insisting on coming out. I tried to flip them back in. Yeah, getting on top of your anxiety by, look at this, loving yourself. Seeing the victory in loving yourself. I think part of this may be that you don't see the victory, the win in taking care of yourself. It's as if, Capricorn, you almost have a checklist, you know. go to work and you have all these things that you do at work, and then it's like, okay, you got to take care of the dog. You have to take care of, no, you probably don't even take care of the house that much, because that almost falls into self-care. It's probably you go and take care of your mom or dad's house or your kid's house or something like that. Like, you're taking care of all of these other people, and then you may go home and not take care of your own house because you're so exhausted, right? Self-care isn't just about your physical body. It is about the food you eat and drinking water and getting sleep and exercising and all of that. But it's also about your environment. Is your environment clean and healthy and giving you a positive vibe when you walk in? Or do you walk in and go, oh my goodness, why did I come home? I remember this one time I moved, and I was just overwhelmed at the time, and every time I would walk into my new home, there were moving boxes, right? And it got to the point where I didn't even want to go home. After work, I would just go for a long drive, because it was like, I don't want to face those boxes. Now, the truth of the matter is if I had just gone home right after work and unpacked one box every single night, instead of driving around trying to, what errands can I run? Or I'll just go for a drive. If I had just done one box a night, it probably would have only taken a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months. Okay. But then it would have been done. And meanwhile, I could have gone home and felt it's getting this sense of victory over what you do when you do take care of yourself. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what this Eight of Swords is. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the Sun. Oh my goodness, death and rebirth. Okay, so that is what it is. This is what the message is. Once you get out, take yourself out of the cage and decide that you have to say no to some other things in your life, whether at your work or this other personal situation, is when you realize that, you're putting all your time and energy, and you're stewing about all of this other stuff, right? And then you come into this energy of loving yourself, putting yourself first, saying, this is what I would like, and not making excuses for it. You have somebody that, wants you to do something for them or something like that, and you just say, no, thank you. Like, you don't have to come up with excuses. You just say, no, thank you. And you put your time and energy, you give yourself love. You give yourself love. Guess what happens? The sun comes out. And then I think you're going to get the next step, because you're going to be totally transformed. This is definitely a lesson. Yeah, you're going to figure out what is something you can celebrate for long term. Where you are right now is not something you can celebrate for long term. I mean, for some of you, this message won't be resonating. But for some of you, if you're not happy with where your life is right now, it's that Four of Cups energy, which I can't find right now. But it's that if you're not happy with the way your life is right now, the answer, the key, is not to change all of this out here. Because all of that really isn't going to change. I'm sorry, that was sad news. For some of you, you were like, wait a minute, I'm just hoping all of that changes. No. You know what has to change? You have to start saying no to some of it. All you have to do is start saying no. The answer to all of your problems is just saying no to all of that and saying yes to yourself. No, I'm not going to work overtime. I'll see them 3 days a week, and then the other 4, I'm going to go do something for myself. And you know what? One of those nights might be cleaning your house. It's something we don't like to do, but it does make you feel better, doesn't it? Yeah. Or I'm going to take a bubble bath, or I'm going to go take a yoga class, or I'm just going to go for a walk in the park. right? It's about, that's the key. And then it's almost as if you magically transform. You say that to the universe. The universe says, thank you. That's all we needed you to say. You can come out of your cage and look at what you get. You win the jackpot. And then I think the next step opens for you. Generosity. You can afford to be generous with the gift of your time and attention to yourself. I'm adding that. You can afford to give yourself time and energy. That is what self-love is. Look at how similar, like the energy in those two cards, especially with the coloring in this one. I'm going to put this one in here too. Look at that, right? Look at the energy. It's like, yes, I love myself. I love myself enough that I'm going to go for a walk in the park. I love myself enough that I'm going to go get a manicure if that's what you like to do. Do what you like to do. Don't worry about all of this. I know, easier said than done. I just love this one. Fall in love with your own story. Right now, Capricorn, I don't think you're in love with your story. You may not be, but the answer here is actually loving yourself, like taking your focus and not putting it all on this. Yes, I know you still have to go to work. Yes, I know you still have to take care of mom and dad or the dog or whatever. Yes, but there's also you. And you are the writer of your own story. Well, Capricorn, quite the reading. I do wish you much love and light in this. It is really just about learning how to say no, and that is so difficult. But I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And once again, if you've resonated with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And I do wish you much love in loving yourself. I hope you find the joy in loving yourself. Because once you do, you're going to be so victorious in so many other areas. All right. Well, I'm leaving it there. I hope to see you again really soon, Capricorn. Bye for now.